Do we do we think that Ciara will still be trending next week? And this is not shade. This is a real question.
No, it's a very good question, and I will tell you that it is no.
You can use that as a clip if you want.
Hey, community. Here's what's brewing today.
Montgomery Riverfront Brawl.
Vogue for O'Shea.
Oh shit, I gotta talk about Ciara. So get your cups ready for Minority Report.
Hey, welcome to Minority Report. It's Auntie Carell.
It's Auntie Dawon.
And it's Auntie Secco.
Hey, what's up, Marko?
It's our other sister.
Hey.
Hey. Thank y'all for having me.
And let me just get this out, okay? Girl, you live right over there. And I hadn't seen you. We'd have been all around this world. I'm in Paris, you there a week later. I'm in Seattle, you there a week later. What the hell is going on?
I'm just trying to be like you, girl.
Work harder.
Wanna be like Sean.
Not work harder.
I miss you, dude. Look, I've been texting them. I've been texting the boys like for the last couple of weeks, like, girl, I need to see your faces. We need to get together. It's been too long. And it's only been like, I think maybe a month since we last saw each other or something like that. So, right?
No, you remember the last time I saw you, I came over and we had and just like that, like recap.
Yes, we did.
Chit chat and did all that stuff like that. That was the last time, but you haven't seen Tony longer than that.
Since we got drunk.
That brunch.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all got toasted.
That. Girl, we blinked and we ended up in a club. I was like, I turned around. I was like, how the hell we end up in here?
Let me tell you something. My liver is still mad at me about that. My liver is like, bitch, what you think you doing? Like, it was really bad. We did it.
And shout out to Jarvis Sam. He had from Rainbow Disruption. Jarvis, he was in town that same weekend, and he hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, I'm in town. What y'all do?" I was like, "Oh, we out at brunch." And then next thing we know, we done blacked out, and it's 12 o'clock at night and whatnot. His man done went home already.
No, I'm glad you gave Jarvis all the pleasantries, because I got a bone to pick with him, because Jarvis wouldn't let me leave, and Jarvis kept buying me drinks, and Jarvis is the reason why I was as drunk as I was.
MIA to this day.
I told Jarvis that I was like, no, I'm like done drinking. I'm gonna go home, and he's like, but I ordered you a drink, and I was like, he's like, you're not just gonna let this drink sit here, are you? Like, that's not nice. And I was like, mother, no, and you know, I give into peer pressure, so it's not.
And I'm not gonna lie, I love me some Jarvis. He is fun to hang out with, and just good peoples, and but girls, she is all over the place. I mean, no, let me rephrase. That's not what I meant. She travels all over the place. Let's clean that up.
And let me clarify that. Right?
I don't.
John's gonna be like, "Why you put all my business in the street?"
I was like, let's erase that one and like re-record that.
No, you can keep it in. You can keep it in.
That's part of the show. Right. You know us by now.
You know, Auntie Shar, she's going into her Dionne Warwick era, so she'll start out with some compliments, but then she'll like give you a hook at the end.
I love it. You got to keep them honest.
It's true. I know Marko was like, he's like, how are you this close? I haven't seen you in a year. I'm like, that is true. And then I was like, ooh, last time I saw you was the time we ate Auntie Shar's cake.
Girl.
Well, not, like, let me clarify. An actual physical, like the actual like cake, not his goodies.
Speak for yourself.
I missed that advice.
Look, why did Smithy lean in? Like, I didn't know y'all was like that.
It's like, ooh, well, damn. It's going down like that.
Right. Where's the line?
Right.
I was like, Carell, you ain't have to bring that cake up like
I
that.
know,
That
he's like,
was
you had to
just
bring that cake. I was like, well, it just popped
she
in my
did.
head just now.
Look, there are very few things that I do poorly. But
That
that
part.
cake, bitch, that
Yeah,
cake
that was an outlier. It's like that's gonna stick in the brain for a minute.
that
girl,
was
and
funny.
that summer was so goddamn hot. We were sweating our titties off, and here I come out with
Oh.
this dry ass, disgusting cake that tasted like cardboard. It was
Meanwhile,
not
I'm in the
refreshing
back.
at all.
I was also in the background, like, I wonder what it would taste like in the winter time.
It was just the wrong season.
I'm done.
It was just the wrong season.
Not my cake having seasonal depression disorder.
Oh man,
She
but
done
thank
filed
you,
for
Marko, for
88.
joining us, boo.
Of course, thank you. I miss Jerrell. Hi, Jerrell. I miss you.
I know. She'll be
but,
back next
yeah.
week. She booked and busy right now. She got some major stuff going on at the job, which is a good thing.
Yes,
Which is a
ma'am.
good thing. So
Praying for
yeah.
her.
Mhm.
For the
That
baby
part.
Beyonce. For the baby
That
Beyonce.
But
Yeah.
well, I mean,
and
the
real
last
quick-
couple of
Real quick, before we dive into our stuff, let's just give a
Yeah.
shout out for your podcast. You know, if you want to, say a
that
little,
part, yes,
couple of words, girl.
that part.
Thank you. That's sweet. Yeah, so my husband and I, Tony, we have a podcast called The Relationship Podcast. We've been on here before. Y'all know us. But yeah, so we are actually coming up on season 8 on Wednesday, September 6th. Thank you. Yeah. And so, yeah, definitely make sure you check us out. We are a gay look at traditional relationships and values. So we have been together for 14 years. So we just try to talk about all of the relationship shit that you have to go through to be with a person that you love and just try to find ways to I don't know, talk through it, talk about our experiences with it and figure out how we still together.
You know, that reference got about 5 more years, baby.
Right.
Got about 5 more. That's it.
Yeah, that's all we try to do. So yeah, so it's good. It's a good time. It's everywhere you listen to the podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, all that good stuff. And if you search for the Critellis, Crittellis, you'll find us. But it's a good time.
Yes.
So yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And,
we want to bring y'all back individually as couples because we want to talk to each of the different Minority Report couples and talk about y'all's things.
Let's do it.
That's something we have planned for season 8. So
okay.
I'll have my people call your people.
Right. My people call your people. Exactly. We'll see each other.
Yeah.
And then the last couple of weeks we had the Beyonce Renaissance conversations, which were a blast. But we just missed a shit ton of just hot topics. The world just went crazy the last couple of weeks.
She blew up.
Well, damn. Well,
she blew up.
So I'm excited
when you sent the list of topics, I was not me having to scroll because there's a lot of the docket.
Shit went down. Yeah. And I mean, Beyonce still is the priority, so it is what it is. But we're we'll give our little 2 cents here, But before we do that, you saw Beyonce as well. Give us 30 seconds of the Renaissance World Tour in your eyes.
It was the most life-changing experience of my entire life. I am a better person because I saw Renaissance.
I did the same thing throughout the whole episode. I was like, Rihanna, where's that coming from my spirit?
Where's that coming from? She talking about me. I know it. But anyways, I saw, it made me a better person. Renaissance was it was just otherworldly. It was so good. Yeah. The costumes, her voice, that mic was on. Beyonce and Carell, you were the one that said it. Because of course I listen to the podcast every single week, but Carell said it and he was like, Beyonce looks like she is having fun this tour. And that bitch literally got up there and just had a ball. And I just loved it. The production was obviously there because she doesn't slip up on that ever. But the fact that she was quite literally just living her best life and not really making it about her. But at the same time, she
still
was
making it about
her. Yeah, it was amazing. There will never ever be another concert or tour like the Renaissance tour.
No. And I saw it twice. That New York show, Oprah and Gail were there and Madonna there, and you could tell Beyonce knew that shit. I'll just leave it there. I won't go a whole nother episode talking about this shit, but like she put some extra stank on it that day, and I was like, okay.
Amazing.
But clearly we are just all in the renaissance right now, the whole black culture, because Montgomery, Alabama, baby.
Honey.
I've never wanted to be in Alabama so badly in my entire life.
Me either.
You know what? I was thinking about this today. This came at the right time. It came at the right goddamn time, because we are getting ready to go into political season and all that shit, and all them little fringe, you know, like white supremacist groups that are starting to like get all up in their chest. If this is happening in goddamn Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, look what's going to be happening in Detroit. Look what's going to be happening in Texas.
Try that shit in a small town again.
Come on now.
Try that shit in a Jason Aldean town hall. Jason Aldean looking ass.
Look, we said summer was not summering the way that we wanted it to, so we had to add a little yittity to it. Like
I'm just glad we went away from this. They go low, we go high bullshit. No, y'all go low. We taking it to the head.
We jumping off boats, swimming, and everything.
You go low. I'm bringing that sucker punch all the way down,
honey. That motherfucker, you see that one crew, man? He said, it was like, I don't even know what, like, cartoon.
Wreck-It Ralph.
It
was like Wreck-It Ralph. I'm here to wreck something.
It was a skip fight to me. It was like they didn't like.
And we all seen that skip before.
Girl. That's we call that the power up, because he came in there guns blazing,
and it's so funny too because
go ahead.
Because on like I'm sorry, but I was gonna say, like, on Twitter, what's so funny is like all those fight videos always be popping up, and I'd be like, I don't want to see this shit. Like, I don't want to see people fighting, because like I'm just tired of it. Like, that kind of like World Star kind of like ruined me and like all of that shit. And so it first started coming up, and I just scrolled past it because I was like, I don't want to see it. And then it kept coming up, and I was like, let me see what's. No, all these black folks out here whooping so much. Wait, where is my popcorn? I need to see more of this. It was so good.
And for those, and maybe we even back up to set it, because I maybe there's some people under a rock. I don't know how you did not see nor hear this, but in Montgomery, Alabama, there was a black boat, a riverboat, trying to park the boat at the dock in its normal spot, et cetera, et cetera.
Because it's a tour boat.
Like a touring boat. Yes, down like you get some drinks and just touring the river, having your little kiki on the river kind of moment. And it sounds like one of the co-captains hopped off or had to summon a boat because there was like a pedestrian boat parked there in the way. Mm-hmm. And that was coming up to like that. Literally, they were like trying to get this boat out the way for 45 minutes. Like the chief captain and everything came on the TV today, kind of breaking the shit down. And the folks that own the boat were like cussing them out, flipping them off, and saying, no, we ain't moving. And this is not the only time they've had issues that's coming to light with these same group of people.
These individuals, yes. Yes.
Last summer, I guess they stole their golf cart and everything like that with these same group of people. So anyway, the co-captain gets off. He's talking to people like, hey, move your boat. He like unties the boat, trying to push it along the dock there to at least move it out the way so the damn riverboat can park. And some words looked like they were getting exchanged. The white people was like, no, we ain't moving, blah, 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 blah. And so
through the bat signal.
Like, the dude starts punching them. And then you saw that hat fly, bitch. That hat said, woo, 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 woo. And we ain't see that shit come down.
Where did it go?
I don't know.
That shit was the bat signal. Right there. That shit, it stayed up in the clouds, baby.
That was Negrodamus or some shit.
Hello? Oh.
And next thing you know, you just see the black man, the white guy fighting. The black guy throws his hat off, and then he like gets ganged up on by the rest of the folks on that pedestrian boat.
All white.
And baby, they just didn't realize that white whole riverboat was full of black people.
Well, because that white man in those red shorts that like came out of nowhere to like tackle him. I was
WWE shit.
What are we doing right now?
And honestly, when I started watching this, I was getting frustrated because I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and watch one black person getting like
beat up.
Fight for
pummeled
his life.
and
Yeah.
attacked. Right. Like I just don't have it in me. But baby, how the tides have turned.
The ancestors.
They summoned.
Honey, they said
They
not
summoned.
today. Not today.
Not
No.
tomorrow either.
Well, and then Aquaman done jumped his ass off the riverboat.
And you know, the white people like, oh wait, niggas can swim now. Oh shit.
It's 2023, bitch. Y'all better recognize.
It's like,
We
hey,
are
we've been
buoyant.
swimming.
We are
Choose when we
buoyant.
feel like swimming.
We
Uh-huh.
are buoyant. When we don't care about getting our hair wet, we are in that water.
And
Honey,
I can't speak to the hair thing because
that's all right.
But
it cackled me. It cackled me because there were women, like these white women were getting involved in this men's fight. And at first, when they started getting swung on, I was like, "Ooh, should that?" But then they kept getting back into the fight. It's like, okay, then you get what you deserve.
It's all fair.
At this
It's all
point,
fair game.
you get what you deserve.
yeah.
And so, like, we saw Aquaman hop out, and again, we talk about the swimming, but here's another thing. You know, he probably had some sneakers on that he cared about, so he could really jump in the water and to toss the shoes like he ain't care.
Yep.
You know, some shit was about to go down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Aquaman hopped in.
He said, "This boat ain't getting there fast enough. I need to jump." He said, "I can't wait for this slow ass goddamn boat to paddle its way over there on." Just like inch by inch.
He did
I'm gonna get there.
all
faster.
the breaststrokes. All the
They called him.
breaststrokes.
They called him Jermichael Phelps.
Let me tell you, when I saw Jermichael Phelps, I quite literally fell out.
I'm like, the internet's so stupid.
I love it.
So he get up there and start helping. Another dude kind of ran down from the pier and start helping. But then, baby, once that boat
landed,
that's when we got to skipping. That's when we got to skipping.
3 black men that like walked up on the boat.
Shirts off already.
Shirts off already. They were ready. Tony was like,
baby.
I love my white husband, but he was like, why are their shirts off?
Honey.
Like, you're asking the wrong questions.
Right. Clearly, you have not been in a fight or won a fight.
You're asking the wrong question.
And the thing is, the guy that swung the first swung on the white dude, you could tell he's like, okay, I'm not gonna like really, really swing on you because I could really knock you out. He kind of gave you that little like slap, like bitch, like stop playing slap.
Yeah.
And the white dude wanted to swing back, and then it was all hell broke loose after that. And then we saw some WWE shit. My man's grabbed that folding chair.
He knocked that woman who was sitting down. First of all, she got knocked on her ass. That white woman got knocked on her ass. He hit her with that chair. I actually almost for like a second, I was like, that poor white woman didn't deserve to get hit with that folded chair. And then I remembered the whole situation, and I was like,
yes.
I bet you'll think twice.
Yep.
We saw that one black lady push that one lady in the water.
In the fucking water. In the water.
Like,
you know what else I love about this fight is that there are like 90 different angles. There are like so many
everybody
different
had
angles
their phone out.
fight. So you saw this fight from every angle. This was television.
You just know the cultural isms when people be fighting come out of it. Like, yeah, beat his ass. Like, I was like, oh my God, I love us. I love us.
So good.
I was watching this over the weekend, and I was in here. I was watching it the other day, and I was in here like by myself on my phone, like, beat his ass, get him, like yelling into the phone, like I'm there.
Period.
I love it.
Period. And it's just like, stop playing with us. Just stop. Stop playing with us. Like,
you poke the bear long enough, that bear is eventually going to growl at you. And I will tell you right now that these bears are quite literally ready. We are a poke away. Poke away.
It is not above me now anymore.
No.
Not anymore. It's not above me. It's not below me. It's right here. It's right here.
you blink at me the wrong way now. Now that I know that I got a whole. Have you guys seen the meme where they literally had it look like the Avengers?
Yes.
Doctor Strange Avengers. Now that I know that we will literally rally, we will assemble.
There are Apple playlists now of songs to play during this fight. It was like Nuck If You Buck, Hair Busters. Like, I'm like, we are so stupid. Fade in the water.
Give me more. Give me more.
I love that. I love that the inventor of the of the folding chair is a black man too. So
that was happy.
Like the ancestors sprinkled their joy on us and said, honey, we're coming in and we're about to show you what's what.
And here's the thing, the chief of police is black. You know, you got folks on this, but and we always say this all the time. We're all not the hands throwers. But baby, we got some lawyers on that boat. We got some people that gonna rally the troops to get funding where we need it on that boat. We all have connections. And that's the thing that a lot of folks just don't realize. It's like, it ain't all about the fighting part. It's about like this whole journey post this now. Because yes, you know, a couple black people got arrested and are probably going to get charged and things like that. But however, the world is watching this shit and we ain't going to let them go down by themselves. That ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
Stephanie Mills has already announced that she's doing a charity concert where she is raising funds so that she can pay for every single one of any of the black people that got arrested, their legal funds, like their legal fees and stuff like that.
And not gonna lie, I kind of want to go on that riverboat. I want to go down to Montgomery and get on that riverboat.
I have never wanted to be in Alabama more in my entire life.
I'm down. Let's do it.
A word. And the
just
other
walk around the whole city with a folding chair. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'm so glad when I went to Philadelphia, we had like a whole garage of like 8 or 10 like folding chairs. And I was like, damn, I ain't gonna need these folding chairs no more. So we got rid of them. Damn, I need me a folding chair.
Costco. Go down to the Costco.
Look, honey. I've seen enough Waffle House videos to know that you can do a lot with a chair.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
The folding chair can end somebody's life. I know a couple of ways.
And then tell me why by morning we already had t-shirts ready. We already like, and I ordered me one low key and not even playing.
Because black don't sleep.
Hey, funny. Look, I know there's a lot of people that are out there that are talking about like, you know, y'all shouldn't be glorifying violence and da-da-da-da-da. This, I think y'all missing the narrative. The narrative really is that we tired of being fucked around with. And you fucked around and got the wrong one. And we're not doing it. So, you know, if you big and bad enough to condone people to start the mess, then I don't want to hear it when we finishing it.
But that's my thing about it, Dawon, is that I guess I just don't understand why we are mad at the black people and the violence that ensued and not the white people not abiding by the law. Like, why are we not sitting back and saying, hey, you know what? If they just listened to authority, none of this shit would have happened. That's all they had to do, right? Comply.
Absolutely.
That's it, right?
What's good? Listen, and that's the same argument that they give for us. All they had to do was comply. All they had to do was show their hands. All they had to do was give their license. All they had to do was...
Okay. No, all they had to do was get that ass beat.
Yep.
Sometimes
that's all you need to do is get your ass beat.
Only route is that way of an ass whooping.
That's it.
I do feel that this will signal a decisive change. I believe that we'll see more violence as a result of this.
Probably.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm here for it. Like, call me up. Like, go back a year and a half ago when I was saying exactly this is what's happening. Like, y'all done messed around with us for the last time. We're done. This ain't the old kumbaya, you know, lock arms and you know, and do peaceful resistance, black people. This is, we done grown up with World Star. We done grown up with, you know, seeing, you know, our people like literally murdered in front of us and ain't nothing, and trying to trust in the legal system to help support and do the right thing. No, it's time for that is over. Civil disobedience.
We waiting for 45 minutes on this damn boat. It's hot out here. Move your fucking boat. Right. Fucking A. Like, that shit pisses me. Like, it irritated me when I heard how long they was waiting. Like I was like,
it does.
move your fucking boat.
Especially since white people like to think that they just have all access to all things at all times, right? Like, just because there's a rule here doesn't mean that I have to abide by it. And it's like, but you do realize there's even a group of people, even some of your own white people back here, that are affected by your actions. So, like,
the
just,
boat co-pilot was white.
yeah.
And he's been saying, he's like, I don't want this to turn to a black and white thing because they were wrong. He's like, it wasn't even about that. He was like, it's literally, thought they were just so privileged to be able to keep their boat there. And that's not where they should have parked their boat. And he's like, and we had issues with them a year ago.
And what you ain't gonna do is, and what you ain't gonna do, I know that this wasn't like racially motivated to start, but what you ain't about to do is about to jump somebody. That's for goddamn sure. But I just can't. The internet's everything. Every day, every half an hour, there is more stuff that's just coming out and more memes and more whatever. And it's just like this is the gift that keeps on giving.
Repost.
The same. That's all my story feed
because
on my personal and Minority Report is. It is what it is. That's
these reposts
and joyful.
Let these reposts let all the white people know. This is what's gonna happen.
You are on notice, bitch. You are on notice.
We might be friendly, we might be cordial with y'all, but let this serve as a warning. This is all being shown so that you know what's in store when you want to act a fool.
Well, Beyonce say just a reminder. I'm just saying. Just saying. Play if you want to. But the latest one that I saw right before we hopped on said, when you finally understand why Beyonce said her daddy from Alabama.
That's actually really funny. Because she said, I will fight. I mean, Solange done showed us that already.
Hey.
We should have believed that. Didn't? Yeah.
If you want to. But not all of Alabama is, what do I word I want to use? Sane.
Transition.
Maybe. Because ain't that where Carly Russell was trying to head to when she said she was
abducted?
She found a kid on the highway and was trying to get abducted. And I was like, damn, they sound like some white people stuff. Come on, Carly. We don't do that.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't do that.
That's some outlier bullshit.
That is some outlier shit, huh?
we need her to do a 23andMe. She might her racial mix-up might be a little bit steeper than mine.
I guess so. I guess she came with the name Carly. She thought she was a white girl. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I think, in all honesty, I think her name is something like Carlethia or something like that.
Is it?
So, and she goes, in all fairness, but she goes by Carly.
There we go.
Not that self-hate.
Yeah, that story was just so weird. Because here's the thing. Go ahead.
No, you first.
I was just gonna say, it just sucks because there's so many black women that get abducted and daily that don't get any press. And we fight forever to try to get press for those that are abducted or sexually in sex rings and all that stuff. And so finally we get some real press, and she faked the whole shit. And it's just that's the shit that infuriates me more than anything.
It be the Jussie Smolletts, the Milli Vanillis, the Carly, wannabes. It be them that be fucking it up for the rest of us.
But here's the thing that I think for me that kind of upsets the whole entire situation is white people of other races do shit like this all the time, and we do not hold them to the exact same standards that we hold black people to when it comes to shit like this. We don't do that to them.
Absolutely.
We don't do that to them, right? So now we have to sit back and literally make memes, and we're like, who's the biggest liar? Jussie Smollett versus Carly. And it's like, you guys, at the end of the day, shit happens. And to your point, Carell, like we also need to sit back and remember that like people are being abducted, people are
Yes.
being sex trafficked, people are winding up missing and getting murdered and having to deal with all this stuff. Carly does not define the entire situation. That was a one-off. Let's
But
not get
but
caught up in that.
they will always look for a scapegoat. They will always look for the
Exactly.
outlier to lean
Exactly.
into that versus leaning into the real situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I hate. I hate that Carly did that, but also at the same time, I want to take a little bit of pressure off of her because she does not need to hold the entire Black community on her shoulders just because of one mistake, one very national mistake that she made.
Crazy mistake.
She doesn't have to do that because other people don't do that. Other people don't do that. Like,
yeah.
why
And
are
it's
we
just
gonna
like, is
do
it
her?
like I want someone to interview just to see like why. What was it? Obviously attention seeking, but it's just like, what's that backstory? And like, who would you want to interview her? Like, would it be like a Gail? Would it be like an Oprah?
Gail.
Who would get in that ass?
Absolutely, Gail.
Gail would be great.
Gail.
Gail would be great.
Gail's for
Gail
the
would be great.
culture.
But here's my thing too. Ready? She had a mental health issue. Let's just call it a mental health issue because that's what everyone does with white people that shoot up all sorts of buildings at any given time. Oh, mental health is a huge issue that we need to take advantage of. Like, let's just do that. Let's just sum it up to that and then move on from it, right?
Keep
like,
on moving on.
Keep on moving on because that's what you do with the white people, right? So let's do it with the Black people too.
You right on that. You right on that. And
That's
then Miss Lizzo. Damn. Damn. Miss Big Girl Positivity, and they saying the big girl going after the big girls.
She said there can only be one big girl.
I guess so. But here's the thing. Like, I put it on the story. There was this one Black girl that was like a PR rep that kind of broke it down exactly what I was thinking. A lot of times we think we be knowing these celebrities just because of the whatever persona and things like that they put out there. And then when it comes to light that there's something maybe different or habitually having bad days or whatever it might be, you end up all in shock and things like that. But for me, I'm like, okay, the clip said, do you think like Beyonce, if she noticed some of her background dancers gain like 20 pounds on tour, wouldn't say something and say, what's up? We got 50 more days to get through. Like, are you going through some shit? Like, what's going down? And I completely agree. It's your job to be fit on these tours or as fit as possible on these tours. And if you're having some issues, we need to either sort it out, think it through, what's going on, how can I help you? If not, if you don't get better, you out. It is what it is. It's the nature of the job, you know? Yeah. And so the only difference is because Lizzo is a bigger girl, so they're thinking maybe she's unhealthy and can't go through these tours and can't gain weight, lose weight, whatever.
But Lizzo does the whole goddamn show,
a whole
and
damn
dances
show,
and sings and plays a goddamn flute while being a big girl, like
and twerking. Don't forget the twerking,
right? She doing a whole damn thing. She on stage more than anybody.
The girl said, Lizzo probably went, "Girl, I'm sitting at 300. You was at 300. Why you at 330 now?"
I hate this.
Oh my God, stupid. But it's a true statement. It's just like you might have thought Lizzo was one thing, and what happens, and Lizzo does look like that's a person that maybe blurs the line a lot between maybe that employee dynamic, and you might have got comfortable, she might have got comfortable, and when things went down, you got your little feelings hurt when you realize she actually had all the power in the situation, and it doesn't make it right, wrong, or indifferent. But you found out that Lizzo ain't who you thought she was, and that she still is the one going on tour, and your ass at home now.
And she the one writing the checks. Like, people kill me getting so comfortable. Like, you are not replaceable. Like you are, like you have, like people have to kowtow to you. Like, if your name is not on the marquee, your name is not on the marquee.
I didn't hear anything but truth in that statement. It's true.
And yes, and if there's sexual assault and things like that, let's get that handled. Let's get that shit figured out. But at least to me, some of the stuff that they're suing about seems very blurry and very, my feelings got hurt, not that something really, really down. And also, if you are in a situation, you're a grown up. If you are not comfortable being at the strip club, if you ain't comfortable drinking and all this shit, then get your ass out the situation. Go back to the hotel. Go back to the tour bus. Like, nobody, at the end of the day, no one's holding you there. Nobody's holding you there. And if you're uncomfortable, yes, you might lose out on the job. That might be a possibility. But you're standing in your truth. You're not standing in something that's not your truth. Don't blame Lizzo. Because you're up there touching titties on the stage.
Yeah.
I do also think that, like, we meaning the public, John Q public, who don't have any personal knowledge of these individuals, we're so quick to jump to a situation, jump to a conclusion.
That's true, too.
A lot of times, things are, celebrities and people that have, money, power, and influence are targets of extortive behaviors all the time. That's not founded on anything true. And it's interesting. It kind of goes back to, Marko, what you were talking about in terms of how the media runs with these negative stories of particularly of Black women, more so than, creating, not creating, but sharing a fair assessment of the situation. At the end of the day, this is kind of a he said, she said. And, while I don't necessarily say that you need to believe all people, we don't know. All the facts have not come out yet. We are not part of them proceedings. It's not wise for us to be jumping to conclusions, even though that's what we do all the time. But it's not wise. So, I just put that out there to say that, we don't know what really happened between these people. I'm going to reserve judgment until, when all the facts come out, and then we know, okay, are we really fucking with Lizzo or is we not? That's all I want to know. I don't care about this in between. If we don't know, let me go back to the chair situation. Let's go back to Montgomery, Alabama, where I seen it with my own goddamn eyes, and I can have an opinion about some shit.
Yeah.
But this speculatory bullshit, leave me alone.
Yeah. And I also hate when people jump in. We're like, yeah, she was mean to me too. Bitch, I don't care. Like, that shit bothers the fuck out of me.
It really does.
Not co-signing after the fact.
I did a documentary, and then I didn't like her, and then, bitch, we don't care. We don't.
No, because it's just dogpiling at this point. Like, you're just and it's like, and it's stupid, and no one cares. We didn't ask you. Like, just go back. Yeah, it's stupid.
Crawl back into your hole.
Hopefully, if this shit did happen, hopefully the facts come out and they get the justice they need. Or if it did not happen, Lizzo gets the justice she needs, whatever. And I agree, like, the in-between stuff right now is just like a little much. But yeah, it's just, I was like, sheesh, what else is going on in 2 weeks? It's like, we literally talked about Beyonce for 2 weeks. And all this crazy shit went down. It's like it got hot and people went crazy.
Girl, we done entered the Twilight Zone because this shit is not reality. This is not reality. I'm sorry. I don't know who's breaking the Matrix, but
right.
We can't take it.
Then all this was going down, and then we hear Just Hilarious going after the trans community, which is now literally opened a portal of people just literally being stupid and ignorant.
Yeah.
And ridiculous against the trans community. And at first, it sucks because we saw a lot of maybe the right wing and white people going after this community. And now we're starting to see the trickle of a lot of Black folks and a lot of Black famous people showing just how ignorant and stupid they are against the trans community, saying, oh, since you can't bleed, you ain't a woman, and all, like, just wild shit. And now we got Neo in here just saying some wild shit, saying, well, go ahead and cancel me because
my favorite thing about
be careful what you wish for. I'll say that.
I will say something. I will say that my favorite thing about the Neo rebuttal was, well, Neo identifies as an artist, and I choose to not recognize that, and I fell out. I fell out. I was like, you know what? That is exactly right.
I'm sick of you, Neo. Right. You and that big ass forehead. And I got a big ass forehead, so I'm calling him.
Girl, you see this whole podcast?
Yeah, I was like,
it's like I like just being uneducated for the sake of being uneducated is just so wild to me. Like,
well, I
and
will
then
say,
staying
like,
firm in that.
Neo apologized and was like, obviously I need to learn a little bit more, which I think is completely like understandable.
But did you see the video
like,
after that?
No, what happened after that?
So he put out that PR statement, and then he put a video out yesterday. He said, fuck the PR statement. You're going to hear from Neo's mouth. I said what I said. If you want to cancel me, go ahead and cancel me. Like, I'm a hustler. I got 7 kids. I could get some more money. And But I have an opinion, and I can stand in my opinion just the same way you stand in your opinion. Like 5 minutes. Yeah. So pretty much saying, fuck my PR statement that came out. This is how I really feel. And it's just as fucking ignorant as the first statement I had out there.
Cute. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, no, I mean...
like, Neo, nobody asked your ass no way.
Nobody asked you. Nobody actually liked you. Like, nobody actually liked you. Like, we just rock with Neo because he came out at a time where, like, black R&B or, like, pop artists were kind of, like, there was just Usher. And so Neo came out, and so we were, like, happy. We were like, oh, cute. Like, he's out here
and he wrote a pop song, a hit for Beyonce.
He sang with Rihanna. He sang with Rihanna, and we were like, "Oh, that's so cute." But like, we kind of like fell off anyways. Nobody really likes you.
He's like,
I don't even really know that I believe that Neo actually likes women, but that's a whole other conversation because I like
Neo is like the Stacey Adams shoes of like singers.
It's the fedora hats.
You know what I mean? Like, just played out. Not relevant. Not attractive, not cute.
No.
Just
and his pen game is sick. I will say that. He can write a hit. But it's so scary to me because another one that's doing it a lot right now is Tyrese. The stuff that Tyrese is putting out there against the trans community.
Oh my God. What is like, this? Has been hour?
It's just like these quote-unquote prominent figures. And people are eating this shit up, and then it gives more people, they think, the permission to say some ignorant ass shit. And I just don't get how people don't realize you're talking about people. It's not some figment thing. It's not some whatever. These are people already battling through life right now. People are already killing the trans community like left and right now. And you're just throwing more on the flame of this shit? Shut up. Like, just shut up.
I know Jesus is coming because we are listening to Neo, Tyrese, and Jess Hilarious.
And Jess is hilarious.
That is like Jesus. That is how you know. That is how you know. Like,
this
are
is
you kidding
like
me right now?
This is definitely gives me like bizarro white supremacist conspiracy theoryism. Like, it's the black part of it, and it's not. Like, this isn't rooted in something that's real and visceral within the black community, because that's where it's coming from. You know, this fear of like, you know, the unknown and, you know, kind of like hiding behind, you know, scripture and all this other kind of bullshit, you know, like toxic masculinity and toxic heterosexuality and all this kind of toxic behavior about something that absolutely has nothing to do really with their day in and day out. And it also reminds me that there are just some people that recognize that, some people that recognize that having a soundbite to be relevant is more important than having credibility. Like, that's honestly what I believe. Like, if in your heart of hearts you feel that it is okay for you to degrade, downgrade, and use your platform for something like this, which is hate and vitriol against a community that you're not even a part of, right? That says more about you wanting to be relevant and wanting people to talk about you versus how you really feel. So like Neo, saying, oh, this, fuck the PR statement. This is how I really feel. Nigga, you just trying to be in the news at this point. Because if you said what you said, you ain't got to say it again. You let that shit stand on its own 2 feet. But clearly that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to be relevant. So, okay, you got an extra 2 seconds. Now go on back into the hole that you didn't crawl into and let us go on with our lives, because I would rather say, you know what? I don't know enough about that community, or I don't know enough about them, or I don't know about whatever. I would say I would rather lean into my own ignorance and say, you know what? I've got some stuff that I need to learn and unpack or whatever. But whatever whatever it is that they're doing, to live a life that's healthy and fruitful for them, as long as, we're not trying to indoctrinate one other. I don't want to even say that. As long as we're not trying to impede on each other's rights is what I really wanted to say.
Yeah.
Do you, boo, do you. But like people that puff up their chest and kind of like spout these just ignorant, hellacious statements and use their platform for this, it makes me wonder, like, what kind of person are you really?
And why do you
Well,
feel...
I mean, a lot of what you're saying is too much like logic, right? Because I've consistently said, like, it's too much like logic, like, because I've consistently said that, like, I, as a person that is a part of the Ligga Bigga Tigga community, like, I don't even know that I 100% fully understand everything that's going on. I feel like every day I wake up, I go on any social media app and I am finding out a whole new thing about identities and gender preferences and pronouns and things like that. And so I'm consistently learning. But the one thing that I know that is consistent in all of this is that everybody that is talking about this is a human being. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of the day, the only thing that I am concerned with is respecting a human being. And that's it. You don't have to tell me what you think about all of those things, because guess what, baby? You do not live in my life. We are not the same person. My experience is not your experience. So you trying to tell me what I need to know and all of these other things, like, you literally are wasting your musty ass breath talking to me about this shit, because we are not the same person. We don't have the same experience. So, like, save it.
And your name is Neo. Your motherfucking name ain't Neo, but you told the whole world to call your ass Neo.
Wow.
So you get it. You get it. So don't play with me.
I'm over here all philosophical about what I'm saying.
Your name is like, not just as hilarious. Guarantee when you go down to the government and get your food stamps and shit like that, your government name ain't no fucking just as hilarious.
Aloysius Cleophas Brown, whatever his name is.
So that's the shit that bothers the shit out of me. It's like, I don't understand the pronouns. I don't get. They are telling you what to call them. The same way you just did for the last 20 years of your career. You told us to call your ass Neo, so we said, okay.
20 years is really
and we
generous.
dropped it. We dropped it. Like, we didn't say your name ain't fucking Neo.
I just want to throw that out there.
Like, that shit, it bothers the fuck out of me, because they
stupid.
Get it.
It's really stupid. You understand this. You're not that dense. Like literally, stop being so obtuse. You get it. You understand it. You just want
to be just goes
an asshole.
Again, this just that part. This just goes to show that this is actually showing who they are. This is not about what you believe. It ain't about what you believe. It's about who you are. And you're an asshole. And a bigot.
And if I remember correctly, didn't Neo cheat on his wife and got his side piece pregnant? Isn't that the same person that did that? So you out here and got time to talk about everybody else's life, and shit in your life is that crunchy? that crunchy?
Girl, bye.
Sweetie, you need to focus on your house. And stay the fuck out of mine. How about that?
Oh,
dumb
man.
Girl.
Sorry.
You miss 2 weeks, you miss a lot.
Bitch, like, I don't know what this world is going through, because then the Republicans out here saying that we was in slavery and good job, you learned a trade. I'm like, what the fuck is that? This is so wild. Like, so fucking wild at what the world is going through right now. Like
they pulled that line out of like those old, like them old that from like the Old Testament from the from the original. They said, let's go back to the original playbook.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I love good marketing. I love good marketing.
Same.
It gets me going. But like there comes a point in time where you have to sit back and you have to say, like, rewriting history, that's not marketing. That's like that's the whole opposite. That's revisionist history. Like you are literally sitting back here and trying to say that's no different than some school systems are like literally not calling slavery the slave trade. They're calling it the Great Migration, as if Black people willingly
let me some fucking birds.
literally decided that like I want to go to this new country over here, as if we were taken.
Like some water buffalo?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, we migrated.
We need some of them Alabama Blacks to go over to Florida with some ass. Like, at this point, because I'm just like, how in the fuck? Like, how in the actual fuck is this shit going on?
I just want to talk.
I'm just like, how?
I just want to talk.
Y'all just sit by and let this shit happen.
I just want to talk.
Black people in Florida, I'm talking to you. Like, what the fuck? What in the actual fuck?
Get some folding chairs.
Right. Like, how y'all gonna let somebody do this shit? Like, I'm surprised there's no like boycotts of the elementary school system at all. So we're not gonna send any of our children to the elementary school. We're gonna homeschool them because we're doing it anyway. We're gonna homeschool our children. We're gonna withhold our tax dollars because of this. Like, where is the outrage? That's what I want to know.
Well, didn't one of the Black fraternities pull out of their like annual meeting in Florida, and it's like costing them something? I want to say like $5 million or something like that for it. Like, yeah. So,
but I don't think that starts until 2025. I think they were already like in some crazy contracts or something crazy where they couldn't pull out immediately, but like future down the line ones, yeah.
But I need more of that energy. Energy. Like, let's do a lot more of that shit.
And there may be stuff going on, and I don't hear it, but that's the problem. We don't hear it. We're not. What is actually going on in Florida? Y'all just gonna let this shit, sit there and slide, and then be like, "What? I'm gonna handle it at the polls." Well, y'all don't vote anyway, so y'all just gonna lean over and just take this? We need some of them Alabama Blacks. Get some of them to go over there and knock some sense into that state. Or can we get a tsunami? Jesus?
Where is Bugs Bunny? Where's Bugs Bunny with his saw so that he could just get rid of Florida out of here? I don't care. Get rid of them.
And here's the thing: DeSantis is doubling down on this. He said the school says slaves develop skills which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit. DeSantis said he wasn't involved in writing the new teaching materials, which took effect this week, but he credited a lot of scholars with creating the most robust standards in African American history, probably anywhere in the country.
What color are these scholars?
And there's a lot of foo-foo words for if we're talking about education, probably, and a lot that does nothing. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
So, and you weren't involved. So what the fuck you know?
And it's not working. So all this bullshit, all this posturing, all of this to kind of take the slot for 45 or whatever ain't working. You got a nigga that's getting ready to go to jail that's still beating you in the polls. Don't you feel dumb? Like, how do you sleep at night? I already know you ain't got no self-respect whatsoever. Then
upside down because they're bats.
I guess
that part. Next topic.
And this one's sad just because it is gonna make me tear up. Hold on.
You better not be talking about Ciara.
Oh no. First, we'll talk about O'Shea first. We'll leave Ciara for later. But O'Shea Sibley stabbed, killed, simply for voguing in a parking lot.
Yeah,
it's fucking scary.
Yeah.
And you've seen a lot of the in different gas stations and parking lots across the country, folks voguing and rallying, things like that. But it's just a quick reminder for folks that look like you and I living our truth, not everyone still wants you to live that truth. And the person that stabbed him was a 17-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like,
and it was here in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
It was in Brooklyn. Like, you know, everyone likes to think that New York City, New York, the 5 boroughs, like everybody is like, woohoo, we love the gays. No, it's not. There is a lot of inherent racism, homophobia. Yeah, like that is like a part of the landscape of the situation. And to your point, Carell, 17 years old, you were taught that. You didn't learn, that was something that you learned. You didn't wake up one day and decide you hated gay people or men that were dancing. You were taught that. That was in your household.
Yeah.
And that's why this stuff by Neo and the Tyreses of the world, even though we joke like, who the fuck are, they still have these 20s of millions of people following them. It still gets the attention and still perpetuates this within our own Black community of being scared and petrified of the LGBTQIA plus communities. And it's scary still out here, guys. Like, it's scary. Like, the joy of voguing. That's what voguing is about. It's the joy and the celebration of the Black and brown communities.
It's a dance, girl. Damn.
It's a dance. And while you're over doing the little you doing the little Uzi over there, like, you doing your own little dance. Like, come on. Like, this shit is so wild to me. So, like, just stop it. Stop. Like, it ain't got shit to do with you.
Well, and I think that's the other thing. I think that's the thing about it that pisses me off is that all straight people, not all straight people, but all straight people will literally come out and say, I don't care what you do, just don't rub it in my face, right?
Love is love.
Here, and here it is, you have a person that quite literally was not interacting with you at all.
Mind his
quite
own damn
literally
business.
had nothing to say to you, minding his own business, doing his own thing with his own people, having his own fun, and he still managed to die at your hands for something that you didn't like because you were homophobic about the situation. So you had a problem with it.
Yeah.
So it's like the Colin Kaepernick situation, right? You know, if you want to protest, you need to protest quietly. Okay, he protests quietly. Oh, but don't do it like that. That's not what we meant. You can't do it that way.
You can't
don't do that. It's like,
and that's why people getting hit with folding chairs. So at this point going forward, now you know. You didn't put on notice. Now you know.
You are on notice.
At the end of the day. You want to be so bad, so into somebody else's business, you on notice now.
Exactly.
Well, just everybody go on mute like Mitch McConnell.
That
I was so scared. I don't care about that lizard man at all. Not one bit. Like, no. I don't care about him at all. But to see that in real, like, see that happening, I was like, oh, this is scary. Like, this is really scary.
It reminded me
all those
of
bad spirits.
It reminded me of when Wendy Williams had her episode on the show. Like, I'm not trying to make
Lady Liberty.
Right. I'm not trying to make fun. Like, you know, like, I'm not gonna wish ill on somebody except him.
I was gonna say I'll do it for you
because I'll do it girl. This is Auntie Shar talking, honey. Right. And if ever I wanted to see somebody choke on their own spit, honey, I'm glad I got it because that gave me so much joy.
Yeah,
he is a horrible person.
I was a little scared at first. I was scared at first. I was scared, and then I thought he was just gonna shed his human form, and
it'd be like a gremlin coming out the body or something. Like, I know it.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew that shit.
Yeah,
yeah. That was a mess.
But so I don't know why we always pick on Ciara, and by the way, I don't know why Dawon always pick on Ciara. But
me. I was out here living my own life. I was.
We have a whole Instagram chat that is titled "Don't you play all innocent?" We have a whole Instagram chat that we are all in, and it is quite literally called "Ciara Needs to Give Up."
And who created it?
So what?
I mean, I did. I did. But who am I? I mean, listen, it is not stopping her life at all. She's apparently she's out there, you know, making music or whatever that's called. So
stop.
And babies.
But
So she's pregnant. So first of all, I want to say congratulations to them.
And that's exactly what she needs to be doing.
Mama is beautiful and she's pregnant. It's so it's so funny. I am very team Ciara. I love Ciara. I think she's good.
I like Ciara.
I will say that I don't always like the music that she be coming out with, but I always listen to it because I want to give her support because I do love her.
You and those other 45
do you like the new
streams.
song?
I do. I actually really like the song. I actually think this song is really good. Yeah, actually really
and
like
here's the thing,
song.
like
I think the song's good.
I like a Ciara dance moment because she's still out dancing half these people. So like whenever I see Ciara in that element, it reminds me, oh, that's the Ciara I like. And this song kind of gives you that Ciara groove that you want to see her do. The problem is
that y'all want to see her do. Let's clear that up right now. Because I'm done. And let's be clear. This is not about her capability of putting out good music. I want to be very clear about that. Like I obviously make fun or whatever, but at the end of the day, I think what I'd rather see new sounds from her because she's still doing 1-2 step, just variations. You know that you remember that little Fisher Price thing that had the sounds of the farm? You know,
not this. Not this.
That is the Ciara. That is the Ciara playbook.
Sounds of the farm.
That's Ciara's playbook. It goes round and round and round and it's just this.
The one that you pull the little string,
right?
And
that one. So
I'm so dead.
It would be a completely different story. It would be a completely different story if she was exploring new music genres. She was challenging herself. Like I would not sit here and say to you that Ciara is not talented. What I do say is that she don't need to be making any more music. She can make babies. She can build houses. She can run for the Senate. She can go to the moon. But music?
I'm so done.
Why?
I love it.
And ain't nobody checking for it. Who's checking for it?
Like one thing, because the one thing I always look for with Ciara is I love her music videos. I always look for a Ciara music video because I know that she's going to bring she's going to make the song come to life with her music videos. And she's fucking pretty as shit. So I don't mind looking at her too. Right. So like I always have fun with that.
That's a shady thing to say that the only reason you like her is because she makes her music videos good. Like that
the music videos are amazing to the songs.
And go ahead and double down, boo.
They're amazing stories. She tells an amazing story through her music video.
Not through her music.
I love her song. I love her music. I like this song a lot. The last one that she came out with Summer Walker, I was
the one about
Better Days or Better Things or whatever.
Yeah. I listened to it a couple times. Her song, she knows how to, we know she ain't writing it, but she knows how to pick hooky songs. Yes. So I do find myself being like, better things. Like I'll find myself like singing to the songs.
Oh, I'm sorry, you went silent for the moment. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I mean, do you have issue that this song is with Chris Brown? Because that's what people seemingly are having issues with.
So for me, I'm like, look, I am not a Chris Brown apologist, right? What that nigga did was not okay, right? Like it was not okay. But there does come a point, and there does come a point in time in which apologies are accepted, growth takes place, and we kind of need to move on from that same narrative. And Rihanna made a song with him after all of that shit happened.
Cake,
And
cake,
it
cake,
seems
cake,
like,
cake, cake, cake.
well, she also made Nobody's Business. Do you
Nobody,
remember that
yeah,
song?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah.
made that song too. And so I
But I like
just
birthday
feel
cake
like
better.
I do too.
1000.
But there comes a point in time in which because Chloe came out with a song with him, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody was on Twitter telling Chloe that she was a bird and she doesn't need to be singing with Chris Brown, and how dare you, and that's wrong for Black women, and da 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 da. Da. And it's like, there does come a point in time where like Chris Brown today is not the. If I were being judged for shit that I did back when I was
Girl.
22,
Mm-mm.
23, 24, 25, 26 years old,
Mm-mm.
we wouldn't be on this podcast together. Like it just wouldn't be a thing. So like,
I also feel like
with,
it'd be the hypocrites in our own community that would be touting for people for aligning themselves with Chris Brown, but then still listen to R. Kelly music. Like, get the fuck out of here.
or they themselves are in a back and forth with their baby daddies. Right? Like,
And I will say, like, last time we talked about Chris Brown, there were some community members that brought up attention to us that there happens maybe some habitual nature in Chris Brown that have been even since
he's
the
a
Rihanna
terrorist.
stuff. So
He's a terrorist.
he's a what?
Yeah, he's a terrorist.
Yeah.
He is a terrorist.
So I will throw that out there. I mean, at this point, I'm like, make music with who you want to make music with. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not really checking for Chris Brown nor Ciara as much.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't listened to his Chris Brown album in a while. I used to like Chris Brown. I still think he's terribly talented.
I think he's incredibly talented.
Like, he
but
might be
troubled.
the best of this generation, honestly.
1,000 times better than Neo.
When that motherfucker came out with a 48-track album, I was like,
God.
oh, this is where we part.
Right. I ain't got 3 days to listen to all this shit.
This is where we part.
And he still be doing that shit. I'm like, Chris, nobody checking for no 48 album
48 songs?
No, 48 songs. No. That's more than the double disc. That's like the quadruple disc. No, keep that.
she said this, I'm calling this Encyclopedia Brown.
Honey.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
That was good, though. That was good.
I love it.
Off the top.
I love it.
Right.
Love it.
Oh my god! Anyway.
It's the visual for me.
But at the end of the day, congrats, Ciara. This is her 4th child that's upcoming. So
yes.
Yes. Fine ass Russel Wilson.
Yeah, he could get it. And honestly, at the end of the day, if she want to make music, make music. Like if that's what brings you joy in life, honestly, like I'm not gonna shit on you because it still brings you some element of joy and happiness to make these videos, to make these songs and everything. Like, and there's still people checking because the video just came out like a couple days ago and it had like 5-6 million views already when I checked it today. I was like, oh, okay. So clearly there's still an audience for it. But maybe we just grew Ciara at this point, and I still check for her though. I'm always going to root for her.
I would actually like to see her on Housewives. I think that would be dope.
Oh, that would be cute.
That would be dope.
That would be cute.
That would be DOPE. That would be dope.
Yeah.
That would be because if you put her on Atlanta Housewives with everybody else that's there, that would be amazing.
I'm not mad at that idea.
I think her home life. I think she'll bring Cynthia Bailey energy in that, like very like sweet and likable and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't know much about her like as a person, just like through, like I don't know that a lot of people know that much about her as a person. So it would be really interesting to see her do that. And you get to see different sides of who she really is behind the scenes. Like that would be dope.
Okay,
Andy Cohen, get on it.
Get it on there.
Get on that. I think that would be fire.
Well, you know what else I think would be fire is we have an update on Dawon's Barbie Chronicles. He's got the Barbie is in the States. The Barbie is in Harlem.
She is. I'm telling you, when I got the notice that that my package has been delivered, I don't even know what to say. So I have not at this point. I have not physically seen her face. I have the body. I have the head. It's wrapped. And while we are recording, Adam is connecting the two and wrapping it back up so I can see the whole, because I said I don't want to see like I had to send the head separate, so I have to put it back. So I don't want to do like a beheading situation, a Marie Antoinette situation here. But she is here. She is here, and I've had her for almost a week, and I have not looked at her.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It's been stressing me out because if this shit, if this end up being some catfish foolery, and I done waited 3 months for this, I'm gonna scream. But I will, as we committed to.
Dawon's gonna record it.
I'm gonna record a reaction video of me seeing her for the first time. And for the community, we have a contest because I need your help in naming her. So,
yes.
First thing we're going to do is we're going to share the reaction video, and then we're going to share a picture of her, and then solicit from you all, what should we call her? Now, I reserve the right, all editing rights in perpetuity for what she ends up being called. But yeah, we want to crowdsource the names. I'm not really good at the names, but I can tell you what I like. I want something that evokes African model. That's what I want. African model. So like, drawing all of those, Black references of, like Iman and Storm from, the X-Men, like I want that kind of vibe. I don't want Shaquanda. I don't want Shantasia. I don't want, and if Smithy comes out here recommending Ciara, bitch, 1 star. 1 star for you. But that's the vibe.
Smithy want the T-Boz visuals, by the way, too. So he might come with you with some Ciara shit.
Yeah, I know. I told y'all go. So I don't know that I know I don't have photographic evidence of the T-Boz, kind of like hair situation. But my mom might. So I just got to figure out how to, finesse that conversation, because my mom's a Gemini and she.
If she don't feel like it, she ain't gonna do it.
Girl, no.
What is this Gemini slander? What is this Gemini slander?
Oh, girl, you already know. I already told you from the day one that I found out that you was a Gemini. I get along with Geminis. I do. Because I get how they are. So, and I don't get offended that way.
So, Community, yes, we need your help with the Barbie name. You look for all that on the socials and everything like that. And how long do we want to give them? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 week?
I would say 2 weeks. I would say 2 weeks because let's see. I leave for Brazil next week. Brazil. So by the time this episode airs, I'll be flying out the next day. I'll still be available and whatnot, but like she's gonna be here. I'm not taking her with me. So,
right.
So we need to like let that simmer and go for for a few weeks. Give us some names. We'll crowdsource. We'll like select like maybe a handful, like 3 to 5 tops out of all that's selected, and then we'll kick it back out to the community, and y'all can upvote, and then I'll take that under advisement. and then by the time we return, we will be introducing her, and we'll be creating her own Instagram and all.
And maybe we give if it's one person that came up with the name. If it's all the same name, then I don't know if we'll do this, but maybe we give them like a little Minority Report, like goodie bag or something, like some merch or something like that. So I
like the way you think.
We'll do that.
Outfit
we'll do
you.
that.
Yeah,
we'll outfit you for outfitting the name.
But I can tell you, like, all kidding aside, one of the things that I've learned about this, and it's been a really important life lesson for me, is the value of play. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was talking about the embarrassment and the somewhat shame around this as a hobby for me. Playing with dolls, buying doll stuff, as a 40-plus-year-old man. And it dawned on me that there are aspects of my life that I've downplayed, covered, and I think we can all relate to, like the masculine, feminine, stuff. There are aspects about my life that I have downplayed and denied, and that has not allowed me to be my fullest self. So, it's really beautiful to pour myself into a hobby that just it doesn't do anything for anybody else, but it brings me joy. And to deny something that brings us joy, no matter how frivolous it may seem to other people, is also denying ourselves. And so I've learned a lot about this. And I get it. It is frivolous. I spent a hell of a lot of money on this frivolous kind of stuff.
Good for you.
But honey, her outfit, her looks, she is ready, honey. I'm
gonna be up there with Ciara. Looking just as good.
Looking just as good. Sounding better.
It just comes so natural for you.
Done. But no, that's exciting. I agree. Like, I do what makes you happy. So that's why I say that about Ciara. If that brings you as much joy as Dawon gets out of this doll, keep singing, boo.
Yes.
But it's just like, and that goes for everyone. Do stuff. Don't downplay your joy. We only on this earth for a short moment of time, and you don't know when it's your time to go. Might as well enjoy it.
I feel like
honestly.
I feel like there's so much pressure for us as adults to be quote unquote adults and to give up, like you have to give up childish things. Like, there's obviously there are things from childhood that people enjoy, like playing video games and whatnot. But like, if there's something that you really enjoy doing and it's bringing you joy, like, and if you have those things and it's not hurting anybody, like lean into it, give yourself permission. And I would also encourage you to share what it is with other people. There is something really special about sharing something that's personal, that's bringing you joy, and the magnetic effect that it has on other people. I thought when I told people or disclosed to people that here I am, doing this whole doll adventure, right? And this is like my hobby, that I thought people would be like, oh, why are you doing this? And like would be naysayers. And then I would have to justify and then get on the defense and da. And I was so pleasantly surprised. Every single person, whether it was a coworker, a friend, or just somebody I met, randomly, I've been talking a lot about this in my personal life, and I've been so surprised and impressed by how people show up. And I think because, when you're talking about something that brings you joy, it can't help but bring joy to other people. And I'm just so glad that I've done this. So I would encourage anybody, no matter what it is that you're doing, if you want to rock a crop top and you 485 pounds, honey, rock the fuck out of that crop top. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah. I love it. Well, I think we'll end on that one, shit, because like some of this shit was heavy. So I love the joy ending. Marko, thank you, boo.
Yes,
thank y'all.
Thank you, boo. Honestly, and remind people where they can find you and what days the podcast come out and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we are on all the social medias. We are at Pod Relationship. With a T at the end of it. So you can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all of that good stuff. And then you can search for us on your favorite podcast platform. We are the Relationship Podcast. There's an exclamation point in the shit. So, Apple Podcasts, let that slide. But you can search for the Critellis, that's CRITELLIS, and we'll pop up right there. And new episodes come out every Wednesday. And then our season 8 premiere is on September 6th. So check us out with that. Yeah.
I will definitely be tuning in.
Thank you guys. Please. And I do have to say super quickly, because I do want to fangirl like super quickly with y'all, but I just adore all of y'all so very much. You're my favorite part of Mondays. I literally get ready in the morning with y'all blasting on my speaker, and it makes me feel like those times where you were like in college or like hanging out with friends and you would get ready for the night and you would like to like go out. There's so much laughter, there's so much joy, y'all are so funny, there's so much that I just enjoy about all of you individually and together, that it just makes my whole Monday like absolutely amazing. So being able to know y'all personally, but then being able to do this and be here is absolutely amazing to me. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for being you. And I love all of you so very much.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you, boo.
Girl, I love you to pieces. So
1000%. We gotta get together soon. Absolutely soon.
Yes, please.
And good to see you, Dawon. Like when we don't record for a week, I'm like, oh, I miss my boo.
But it's not like we don't be
Jerrell,
like,
we miss you.
it's not like we don't be talking to each other like
Right.
every day on every platform. By the way, on every single.
Let me tell you something, Dawon. Whenever I see, I'm not talking about y'all's communication, but when I see a message in our group chat on Instagram, I have to make sure that we are in private company because you be
He be sending the shit.
you be sending some shit.
Yeah, some good shit too.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. I just had to learn a few lessons.
Yes.
Gobble them, swallow them.
I know that's right. Ooh. Well, community, we appreciate you as well.
Yes.
We love the camaraderie you have with us and the shit you send us in the DMs and everything. We did do an Ask Your Aunties this week, but if you have an Ask Your Aunties, send them our way. You know how to get it at us. DM us or send an email, aya@minorityareport.com. Continue to subscribe. Continue to share the podcast with your family and friends. Just help us continue to grow, and we appreciate you. So anything else in your hearts and minds?
No.
We love Ciara.
Wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your hands. See you next week.
I had to squeeze that one in.
I don't know if I do.
Yes.
I didn't say
I wanted
enough.
it on the record. I wanted it on the record.
That's right. It's the face expression for me. You're like, oh no.
We still talking about this?
She looks pretty in the video, though.
She does.
She does.
She does. Period.